Hello, I'm Dr. Jim Anderson. A quick quiz for you. What's been on the #1 task on every CIO's to-do list for the better part of the past 20 years? If you guessed aligning IT with the rest of the business, then you are correct. This has been an IT goal for the past 20 years? What's up with that? When you become CIO, what are you going to do to solve this problem? And in fact, can it even be solved? Why has something that sounds so simple when we talk about it been so hard for CIOs to do? Tony Coates over at CIO Insight has taken a look at what's been holding CIOs back, and he's come up with one answer: communication. Now, I'm pretty sure that we all know where this one's going. The non-IT business folks like to spend their time talking in business terms, and we over on the IT side of the house seem to only be able to communicate using IT jargon. The results of this inability to communicate can be disastrous. When the business side of the house and the IT side of the house find it hard to communicate, what happens is that they simply stop trying. When this happens, each side goes off and starts to do its own thing. I can't tell you how many firms that I've worked for where I've seen this happen. When communication breaks down between IT and the rest of the business, this is when you start to see the multiplying factor start to show up. Multiple email systems, multiple ERP applications, etc. From a CIO perspective, this is the worst thing in the world that can possibly happen. The reason is that every IT system that gets added to the company means that there's one more system that needs to be supported forever. Now, that boosts the cost of having the IT department do work that does nothing to help the company's bottom line. When you become CIO, how will you be able to measure how well the IT department and the rest of the company are doing in trying to align themselves? Well, you'll have to fall back on what everyone in IT loves the most: metrics. The trick is knowing what needs to be measured. Here are the top 6 alignment metrics as recommended by the Society for Information Management, SIM. Number 1, communication channels. Have effective communication channels been established between the IT department and the other departments in the firm? And in fact, even if they exist, are these channels being used? Number 2, metrics. Are metrics in place, and are they being measured in order to determine where the firm stands in its efforts to align how the business processes operate and what the IT department spends its time working on? Number 3, governance. Are there processes in place that will ensure that what the IT department works on lines up with what the company's true business needs are? Number 4, partnership. Is there a partnership between IT and the rest of the departments where each is taking actions to make the other more successful? Number 5, HR. Does the HR department understand what the company is trying to align, and are they taking action to attract and retain the talent that's going to be needed to make this happen? And finally, number 6, technology. Are the right tools in place, and are they available to be used in order to drive the changes that are going to be needed to transform how business is done once alignment has occurred? For way too long, CIOs have been looking for ways to try to align what IT does with the rest of the business needs. So far, they've not been very successful. The primary stumbling block has been the simple fact that there exists an enormous two-way communications gap between the IT department and the rest of the firm. IT communicates using technical terms that nobody else knows about, while the rest of the firm communicates using business terms that make no sense to the IT staff. A first step in finally bridging this gap is to implement the 6 alignment process metrics that we've identified. When you become CIO, these will provide you with a way to measure your progress in finally getting the IT department to become a meaningful part of the firm. Now, nobody ever said this was going to be easy, but at least now you have a plan for how you can accomplish the impossible. Good luck!
You might be asking yourself,
Where do I go from here? The ability to effectively manage an IT department and to do it well is a skill that your company needs you to have. It sure makes sense to invest the time and energy that it takes to become a great CIO. A simple way to start doing this is to sign up for the free The Accidental Successful CIO newsletter. This monthly publication is sent to your inbox and is overflowing with tips and techniques on how you can spend your time making the right IT decisions and really leading your department's IT professionals. We'll cover how to evaluate new technologies, how to foster relationships with other parts of the business, how to hire the right staff, how to work with the CEO so he understands just how critical IT is to his and the company's success, and we might even cover a few CIO career tips or two. Hey, the newsletter is free, so you can't go wrong there. In the description of this video, you'll find a link that you can click on. Go ahead and click on it, and you'll be taken to a web page that will let you sign up for the newsletter. There's even a free gift in it for you when you do. Thanks for watching this video, sign up for the newsletter, and congratulations on starting your journey to accidentally becoming a successful CIO.